I'm Sharon Betters, and you are listening to the Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. And I'm so grateful that you've joined us. And my friends, I'm praying for you. Our Mark Inc. team is praying for you, for each of you who are tuning in to the podcast or maybe accessing some of the other free resources at markinc.org. And our prayer is that every day you will receive a treasure of encouragement from the Lord, perhaps through the devotionals or through someone coming alongside of you, just whispering words of encouragement or just being present, that those treasures will remind you of Isaiah 45, where God says, I will give you the treasures of darkness, riches stored in secret places, so that you will know I am the Lord your God, the one who calls you by name. He is the one who is omnipresent, who is omniscient, who is promising that not only is he ruler over all, he is present with us, and he knows what we need to help turn our hearts toward him. So I pray that your eyes will be extra specially open today, and that in this devotional, there will be a treasure that will encourage you to turn your eyes on Jesus. Today's devotional is called The Names of God, and today's treasure is from Psalm 9:10. Those who know your name trust in you, for you, O Lord, Yahweh, do not abandon those who search for you. Often the Lord Yahweh is combined with other words that give us an even more intimate glimpse into his heart. These are just a few of the names Jesus claims for himself, another indication that Jesus and God are one. Yahweh Roy, God is our shepherd. Psalm 23:1, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And in John 10:10, we read about Jesus as our shepherd. Yahweh Mekadishkim, our sanctifier. Say to the Israelites, you must observe my Sabbaths. They will be a sign between me and you for generations to come, so you may know that I am the Lord, Jehovah, who makes you holy. Mekadishkim, Exodus 31:13. And in John 14:6, we read about Jesus as our sanctifier. Yahweh Jireh, God is our provider. So Abraham called the name of that place, the Lord, or Yahweh, will provide. As it is said to this day, on the mount of the Lord, Yahweh, it shall be provided. Genesis 22:14. And then in John 6:32, 33, 35, and 41, we read that Jesus is the bread of life, our provider. Yahweh Rophika, God is our healer. He said, if you listen carefully to the Lord your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord, Yahweh, who heals you, as we read in Exodus 15:26, and then in Psalm 147, verses 2 through 3. The Lord builds up Jerusalem. He gathers the outcast of Israel. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And then, of course, we read in John 11:25 through 26 and 1 Peter 2:24 that Jesus is our healer. And then there's Yahweh Shalom, God is our peace. As we read in Psalm 9:10, those who know your name trust in you. For you, O Lord, or Yahweh, do not abandon those who search for you. And then in Judges 6:24, then Gideon built an altar there to the Lord and called it, the Lord, Yahweh, is peace. To this day, it still stands at Ophrah, which belongs to the Abiezrites. And then, of course, we read in John 15:1, Jesus is our peace. Yahweh Zidkenu, God is our righteousness. And this is the name by which he will be called, the Lord is our righteousness. Yahweh Zidkenu, Jeremiah 23:6. And lastly, Yahweh Shammah, God is present. And the name of the city from that time on will be, the Lord is there. Ezekiel 48:35. From Psalm 145:13b through 16, the Lord is faithful to all his promises and loving to all he has made. The Lord upholds all those who fall and lifts up all who are bogged down. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food at the proper time. You open your hand and satisfy the desires of every living thing. And then in John 8:12, we read that Jesus is always present. Years ago, a friend and I walked and cried over a seemingly impossible crisis. Our confidence in our own power to reason and even argue those involved into seeing the truth, what we consider truth, failed. We talked in circles, repeating our disappointments and despair over any healing. Throughout the crisis, we prayed for wisdom and resolution. Surely our past relationships and the other parties gave our words credibility. Our view of any power we thought we had plummeted. The only place we knew to go was to the Lord, and what started as a few minutes to rest turned into prayer once more. This time, we opened our Bibles to numerous scriptures and with many tears started calling God by his numerous names. Each one met a specific need in our souls. Our circumstances remained the same, yet our souls found peace. When you pray in times of plenty, and especially in times of want, speaking God's names reminds us he is our shepherd, sanctifier, provider, healer, peace, and constant presence. Take some time today to note these scriptures in your journal and write out a prayer using the names of God. Don't rush. Such truth is medicine for our souls. And oh Father, we thank you for these many names that give us a glimpse into the bottomless love that you have for us. May we remember as we go about our day that we will remember that you are our peace, you are present, you are our righteousness, you are our healer, you are our provider, our sanctifier, and shepherd. And so is Jesus. Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast. You know, every day we send out this podcast, every single day of the year. Every single day of the year, we also send out an email with the devotional. And we do it because we want to help one another walk by faith by turning our hearts toward Jesus through his word. But you know, even though it's free to those who access it, it isn't free. There are production costs. And we would appreciate so much if you would help us underwrite those costs. For every gift that you give, we are going to donate a copy of Treasures in Darkness to a local funeral home. And not only will they receive a book, but they're going to receive a beautiful grief care package that they can give to those who are deeply grieving, especially over the loss of a child. So your gift is not only underwriting the Daily Treasure devotional, but it is also helping a brokenhearted parent lean into the love of Jesus. You can safely give by going to markinc.org. That's markinc.org. I am so grateful for each of you who have supported us already, and I pray that many more of you will recognize the opportunity to help others walk by faith by giving to the support of the Daily Treasure podcast and devotional. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.